watching our internet edition of Nightline. I'm Cynthia McFadden. He's one of the most outspoken and controversial comedians in the business, with a major platform for his views in the form of his widely watched HBO show. He's Bill Maher, and he sat down with ABC's Bill Weir in Los Angeles.
I'm sure Karl Rove will come up with another complete, stupid bullshit issue. Let's put the fetus on the $1 bill.
It has been said that comedy is tragedy that happens to other people. For Bill Maher, comedy is tragedy that happens to people in power.
Who knew when the Republicans got in bed with the Christian right, it'd be in a stall inside of a truck stop restroom on the New Jersey Turnpike?
He has been skewering Washington on stand-up stages and talk show sets for decades. But he is enjoying fresh acclaim in an era when political satire is often preferred over political news.
Do you consider yourself part of that?
I consider myself the godfather of it.
He has a best-selling book, sold-out stand-up routines, and a hit HBO show to match the claim. And with the new congressional power shift, he has something else: vindication. This was part of his sign-off just before the midterm elections.
Vote Republican and you vote to enable George Bush to keep ruling as an emperor. A retarded child emperor, but an emperor.
You think the president should be impeached?
He definitely should be impeached. The crimes, the high crimes and misdemeanors that he's committed in office, yeah, I think he's done some terrible things. But I don't think it would serve the country. What would happen? Then we have Cheney.
That statement might make it easy for the unfamiliar to tag Maher as a frothing Democrat. But this is a guy who voted for both Bob Dole and Ralph Nader in recent years, a self-described patriotic, fiscally conservative, quasi-moderate libertarian, eager to dispense abuse with relative equality.
And that's the problem with the Democrats, is they never stand up and say what's real. They always cave in.
I could do a whole show. I could cherry pick issues and do a whole show, and if the conservatives, if they only watch that one show, go, Bill Maher is a great guy. He doesn't like unions. He's for the death penalty. He's for a strong military. And I think the American people are with me on this. They are over these kind of ideological labels, and I think a lot of them are over party. There's an awful lot of independents out there in numbers we never saw before, and they are the ones who control this election.
The idea that Maher may be in lockstep with the American majority is interesting, considering that 5 years ago, he was a national pariah. On Politically Incorrect, the show that once followed this one, he made this infamous comment less than a week after 9/11.
We have been the cowards, lobbing cruise missiles from 2,000 miles away. That's cowardly.
That is a
Staying in the airplane
yes.
when it hits the building.
That is
Say what you want
terribly,
about it, not cowardly.
I don't know how to explain it, except imagine yourself in a football stadium full of people, and there's this super white-hot light that is going around, and it stops on you. And then everybody boos.
Within days, sponsors like Sears and FedEx pulled their ads, affiliates dropped the show, and even the White House piled on scorn.
They're reminders to all Americans that they need to watch what they say, watch what they do.
You know what? When we're speaking off the cuff, sometimes it doesn't come out right. That's what I hate more than anything, is when people engage in what I call fake outrage. Right. They know what you meant. They knew John Kerry, of all people, wasn't denigrating the troops. But it's so easy to fake outrage, you know. I'm mad. I'm not quite sure at what, but I know I'm mad.
But did it change you at all? Did it change your material? Did you pull punches initially?
I think certainly in that fall of 2001, you know, the whole country was like a nationwide state of cuckoo.
He has pulled no punches since, honing his act to hammer the president on everything from management of the Katrina crisis to lack of planning for post-war Iraq.
What do you think the timetable should be in Iraq? Get out tomorrow?
Well, I don't know if you get out tomorrow, but yes, I don't think we should fool around anymore. We should, first of all, admit it was an idea we tried and didn't work. The idea of democracy in Iraq is as dead as those flag-draped coffins that are coming back. And it's immoral to to ask one more young man or woman to give their life for this.
Do you see religion as a dangerous
Yes.
force?
Dangerous. Stupid and dangerous. You know, it's just, especially in the world of atomic weapons.
Maher says he is agnostic, and his disdain for the religious right has been obvious throughout the recent sex scandals involving conservative leaders.
That's how it happened. The devil got hold of Reverend Ted, and Ted said, "Get thee behind me, Satan."
But he took it to a new level last week by outing a prominent Republican official by name on The Larry King Show. CNN cut the statement from rebroadcasts.
A lot of the chiefs of staff, the people who really run the underpinnings of the Republican Party, are gay. I don't want to mention names, but I will Friday night. But
You will Friday night?
Well, there's a couple of big people who I think everyone in Washington knows.
Larry kept pressing me about this issue, about gays and names, and I thought that, you know, I'm a political junkie, probably like you are, and so, you know, in my writer's room, this is anything but news. And by the way, I'm not 1,000,000% sure it's true. I mean, I never dated the guy. But I don't feel especially bad about if this happened to a Republican who is very much part and parcel of this administration, which has used gay issues so divisively. It's hugely hypocritical.
He is equally dismissive of the outrage over his Halloween costume. He went to several parties as Steve Irwin, the late crocodile hunter, complete with a bloody stingray poking from his chest.
My view is that if you're killed by an animal, you're probably doing something to it you shouldn't have been.
Opinions like these have provided Maher with a rather comfortable lifestyle.
Nice.
There is a batting cage next to the basketball court in his lush Beverly Hills backyard, and a stripper's pole in the game room. He is among Hollywood's legendary bachelors, a regular at the Playboy Mansion.
Well, I go to their parties, if that's a regular. There are people who are really regulars. I think that's what people think, that I live there, like Jimmy Kahn in the 70s. If there's orgies going on, they're not inviting me. I mean, I wouldn't get in that grotto on a bet. I mean, there must be diseases in that thing that Columbus brought over. I mean,
Have you ever been close
oh, yes.
to finding Mrs. Right?
Oh, it's not that I found Mrs. Right many times. I think, you know, first of all, if you're a very honest person, it's very hard to be married, I think. I think you got to lie a lot, and I don't like to lie.
What about kids for you?
I've never been interested in kids. I could see getting married. I mean, that could happen. And like I say, you're a different person every decade, but I'd have to become a really different person to want kids.
Come on, you'd be a great dad.
How do you know? What do you? I think
no,
I don't think
you
I
like
would.
drugs and the death penalty. That's the attitude you need.
No, I don't think I would. Everyone says to me, you don't like kids, but you know when it's yours, you will. I think I'd be the first guy to look in the crib when it's mine and go, still nothing. Nope. Still nothing. Call me when he's 18, when I can talk to him.
Ultimately, it is conversation that stimulates him most.
Now, who is your dream candidate now that we're into the 2008 election?
I'll throw some names out. Give me your impressions. Hillary.
Hillary, I think, would be a good president if she was there. I don't think she could ever win, so I don't think she should run.
Barack Obama.
He's a bright guy. He's not an empty suit, but I still think for the toughest job in the world, too green.
John McCain.
I think like a lot of people, I'm disappointed, you know. That Straight Talk Express, if that bus is still called the Straight Talk Express, somebody ought to shoot out the tires. I just hope the American people have realized that it does take someone who's interested in government to do government. You know, the George Bushes, the Ronald Reagans, that idea of, I'm a big idea guy. I don't do detail. I delegate and let the people. Yeah, that's how you wind up with Katrina disasters, because you don't get involved. Bill Clinton, are you kidding? If he had been president when Katrina hit, he would have been down there before the storm hit. He would have not have slept for a week. That's who he was. He probably would have been getting a little action and had some excellent étouffée. But, you know, you can't combine Slick Willie and the Big Easy and expect nothing to happen. But, you know, he was a multitasker. He would have gotten the job done. You know, the Republicans always run on that idea of government doesn't work. Yeah, the way you do it, but it could work.
The comedian Bill Maher. And that's today's Internet edition of Nightline. I'm Cynthia McFadden. From Martin Bashir, Terry Moran, and all of us at ABC News, all the best for the rest of your day.